Hello everyone, welcome back to Math Jamboree. In today's video, we have another AP Precalculus type of a question from the topic of polynomial and rational functions. So let's solve it together. Here is the problem, we're going to solve it, and we have the polynomial function. P of x is a polynomial function. P of x is given by P of x equals x times x minus 5 times x plus 1. What are all intervals on which P of x is greater than 0? So our task is to find all intervals on which P of x is greater than or equal to 0, which means where this polynomial is greater than or equal to 0. Let's break it down step by step. So first, we need to find the roots of the polynomial. These are the values of x, where P of x is equals to 0. We do this by setting the polynomial equal to 0. So the given polynomial, x times x minus 5 times x plus 1 is equals to 0. Now, to solve this, let's set each factor equal to 0 one by one. So the first factor is x. So the first one, x equals 0. So automatically we just find the value of x for the first one. The second factor is we have x minus 5 is equals to 0. This gives us x equals 5. And then the third one, we have x plus 1 equals 0. In this case, x will be negative 1. So the roots of the polynomial are at x equals 0, x equals 5, and x equals negative 1. These are the points where the polynomial equals 0. Now that we have the roots, we need to figure out where the polynomial is positive or negative. We do this by analyzing the sign of P of x in the interval formed by these roots. So to do that, you will draw this sign, and we will put the values in here. So from left to right, negative 1 comes first on the number line, 0 comes next, and we have 5 in here. So imagine let's start from left to right. So if you're talking about on the left side of the negative 1, so we will use simple numbers to make it easy. So here are the signs for each over interval. For the left side of the negative 1, we can use x equals negative 2. If you will use x equals negative 2 and substitute this value in the given function. Oops. Sorry about that. So in here, I'm going to put negative 2 for the x given function. So for x equals negative 2, let's do that. And this becomes P of x, which is negative 2, equals negative 2 times negative 2 minus 5 and negative 2 plus 1. This gives you negative 2 times negative 7 and times negative 1. So when you multiply all these three together, you're going to have negative 14. So P of x is negative in this interval. This means that on the left side of the negative 1, we have all negative values. What about between negative 1 and 0? For that, we're going to use what value we can use between negative 1 and 0. In that case, we will use negative 0.5, negative half, right? So if I will substitute negative half here for the x, this becomes negative 0.5. Let's put it in parentheses. Let me rewrite this. Sorry about that. negative 0.5 and negative 0.5 minus 0 minus just 5 minus 5 times negative 0.5 plus 1. So technically this becomes negative 0.5 times, and these are both negatives, you add the numbers, negative 5.5, and we have positive 0.5 in here. So two negatives, when you multiply, it turns into positive. So this becomes positive. If you will multiply it, it's gonna give you 3.75, but you don't need to worry about the result. Just look for the sign. This is positive. So between negative 1 and 0, we have positive value. What about 0 and between 0 and 5? We can use for that, I'm gonna use different color for that. Let's use black. We will use P of 1. It's easy to substitute. Put 1 for x, 1 times 1 minus 5. And most of you can do this in your mind mentally, but I'll just show you here. 1 times negative 4 times 2 gives you negative 8. So between 0 and 5, the value of the function is negative. And beyond the 5, we can use 6, for instance. Pf of 6. If you will put 6 for the x, 6 minus 5, and 6 plus 1. And this will be equals to 6 times 1 times 7, which is 42, which is a positive value. So in the question, remember, we have been asked where the p of x of polynomial is greater than or equal to 0. So we're looking for the positive sections. So in here, it's obvious that negative 1 and 0. Are we going to include negative 1 and 0? Yes, we will, because this is greater than or equal to sign. Because of this, we include negative 1 and 0. So negative 1 and close brackets and 0. And union with, and after 5, do we include 5? Yes, because it's greater than or equal to. Then we will include 5 and infinity. Infinity always open with brackets here. Just regular parentheses that you're going to use. So in this case, our correct answer will be not choice A, neither choice B, nor choice C, but the D. The correct answer is choice D for this specific question. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you have questions or comments, you can always leave it below there. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.